it's Scola and welcome back to my channel. So I feel like I've been banging on about it, but I'm currently on a 20-week challenge, and this challenge is basically just to change my life. But today we're going to be talking about my diet. Right, before we get into this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell button because I am currently halfway through my 20-week challenge, like just over halfway through, and now I'm starting to share more of the journey because the first half I just really wanted to focus on getting everything right for myself, and now I feel like I found my groove and I can share a lot more with you guys. That's where we're at. So the goals are to lose weight, gain muscle, all that good stuff, okay? The first thing I decided to do was to count calories. Counting calories for me has always been an easy way for me to be able to achieve certain goals that I want to achieve, whether that is to gain weight, lose weight, build muscle, whatever it is. I feel like counting calories and macros has been a good way for me. It is not a good way for everybody. Please don't feel like you have to do this, because obviously there's the dangers of seeing food as numbers and getting very obsessive with numbers. So I feel like it's very important to mention those things, but also some people can thrive on counting calories to achieve their goals, and I feel like I'm one of those people. Like, I'm doing all right, if I do say so myself. I'm currently 15 pounds down, which I'm really happy about because I'm like taking it slow and steady, and I feel like I'll get long-term results from it. So I'm counting calories, I'm counting macros. So I calculated everything myself and I put everything in a spreadsheet. So what I've done is that I didn't go full on into like calorie deficit mode. So if you guys don't know, in order to lose weight, what you want to do is make sure you're in a calorie deficit, so eating less than your body needs so that it burns fat as energy. And overall, people tend to recommend that you should be in a 500 calorie deficit, but doing that right away can be really tricky. So I decided to start doing it slowly. So I started reducing my calories like week by week, around 50 calories. I would just lower until I got to that 500 calorie deficit mark. And I feel like that's been a really sustainable, good way of doing it, because it meant that I was just losing the weight steadily and also reducing the calories so I could adjust to it over time, because you will feel some type of way once you start to reduce calories. So that's what I am personally doing. So the first 2 months, that's what I was doing. I got down to my calorie deficit and I've been eating at those calories and all that good stuff, working out, and I just felt like there were a lot of things that weren't right. First of all, I just felt like my energy wasn't there. I just felt like I was tired a lot of the time, I was hungry a lot of the time, I was thinking about food, all these kind of things where I was like, I know this comes with wanting to achieve this goal, but it shouldn't be this bad. Like, I don't remember it being this bad when I first went through my weight loss journey. I feel like I adjusted to it. Like, after a few weeks of being on lower calories, my body just adjusted to it and I got into it. That didn't happen this time. So in the 3rd month of my challenge, I'm now in the 4th month, I think. In the 3rd month, I decided to go keto, okay? So this is why I am just a bit apprehensive about talking about this, because I generally will always say the best diet is the one that you can keep up long term, and it's a balanced diet where you can eat anything that you please. But obviously keto, if you guys didn't know, is an extremely low carb diet where you just don't eat any carbs or sugar or anything like that. You're aiming for your body to go into ketosis, so then you are burning fat as energy rather than carbohydrates. So I decided to go keto. Now, I would not recommend this for everybody. In fact, I am still in a trial period of trying to figure out if it's best for me. So let me talk about the research and the decision making before deciding to go keto, because I feel like it's important to talk about this. Basically, I had this realization that last year I did a little fun challenge. It was actually really difficult, where I just decided to be Beyonce for a week or two. Was it a week or was it 2 weeks? I can't remember. But I basically did the Baychella diet. It was basically the diet she did in the lead up to Coachella, and she was basically vegan keto, to put it really simply. And I remember I felt amazing, and from what I remember the video, I did say like there was just this day where like it felt like I had so much energy. I felt so alive, and I was like, I have not felt like this in ages. And as you guys know, I have a condition called hypothyroidism, and I really struggle with energy with this condition. And so one of the things I've heard a lot is that keto is really good if you have hypothyroidism, but I just brushed it off because I was like, it just sounds like another fad diet. It just sounds like another random thing that people do and claim that it's better than just eating regularly. So I just sort of brushed it off. But then I remembered how I felt last year, and I was like, okay, it won't hurt to try it again. But of course I had to do the research first to make sure it is a safe diet, because the first time I didn't like really do my research. So one YouTuber I really recommend is Jeff Nippard. I feel like I'm saying his name wrong, but he's very science-based. He's a science-based coach, and he just goes into the science of it. He does the work for you. So if you're not really into reading lots of articles and papers and stuff like that, he does that for you and simplifies it, because obviously there's a lot of jargon in those like articles and you don't quite understand it. So it's good that we have him. So I'll leave a link to his channel down below, but you guys might have come across him before. But he did a video on keto. The main things I took away from it was, one, it's not dangerous according to the scientific evidence we have so far. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm not gonna die, so let's give this a go. And there's no like bad long-term effects that have been found. I'll give this a go, especially as a lot of the people in the hypothyroidism community tend to really rave about this as something that really helps them. I've gone keto, and I've been keto for like almost a month now, so it's not been long. So this is why I was like apprehensive about making this, but I really want to document my whole journey and show you guys everything that I'm doing. So I've been keto and I've been really enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie guys, there's been so many things about it that I've really enjoyed. So let me go into the pros and then I'll get into the cons of being keto at the moment. The pros are, one, I'm not hungry all the time. I'm not thinking about food all the time. I'm eating the exact same calories as I was before. And that's one thing I'll mention, is that when it comes to keto, a lot of people tend to say don't count calories on keto, but then there's a lot of people on the other side that criticize keto because a lot of people tend to do it to lose weight and then they don't lose weight, and it's because calories still matter to some extent. Like the energy you put in is still going to matter. If you're not gonna lose weight if you're eating massive amounts still, if that's what your goal is. So it's important to keep that in mind. But from what I've heard from other people, like calories shouldn't be so important on a keto diet, but I still have personally been counting calories. I haven't been as strict as I was before. I've been a little bit more lenient. I don't think about food all the time. Like I ate probably like an hour or two ago, or I can't even remember, but I feel fine. And usually right now I'd be sitting here filming like, oh my god, I'm so hungry, when is it time to eat again, oh my god, I'm ready to eat, blah blah blah. So that's been a really big bonus for me, not feeling hungry all the time, not thinking about food all the time. I'm chilling, I feel good. The second thing is feeling full. So generally a high fat and high protein diet will make you feel fuller and for longer as well. And the last thing, which is the most important to me, is my energy levels. So as I mentioned, I do have hypothyroidism and I feel like I lack energy a lot. I remember what I was like before my condition got really bad, and I had so much energy, and I'm just always trying to get as close to that as I can. It may never get to that point, but I'm always going to try, and I feel like this diet has really helped with that, because I did do some research a few months ago on hypothyroidism and the link to insulin. Got a motorbike going past. I did do some research on hypothyroidism and the link to insulin and also diabetes. So one thing I should also say is that type 2 diabetes is something that like runs through my family as well. So I've always been wary of that. But yeah, insulin and hypothyroidism, there's like a link between those two, and it makes so much sense because before I got diagnosed with hypothyroidism, one of the biggest symptoms I kept getting was just randomly passing out. I would just randomly pass out, and it was usually because my blood sugar had just dropped out of nowhere, and I had some insulin stuff going on. Now I don't know much about that. I haven't had a chance to talk to a doctor about that. I didn't even get a chance before. With this condition, it's a lot of doing your own research, finding out your own things. I'm sure a lot of people with like chronic illnesses can relate. You end up having to do a lot of stuff yourself to figure out different aspects of your own condition. So that's something that had me thinking about insulin. Obviously carbs really spike your insulin and all of these things, which isn't a bad thing, you know, for the everyday person, but I was thinking it might be affecting me. So that was another reason I decided, why not try keto? Because it will stop that major spike in insulin that I might be getting from like certain foods and that kind of thing. That is where I'm at with keto. I am not claiming to know everything. I'm not claiming to say this is the diet to try or anything like that. I just want to share my experience, share my journey of what I'm doing now. Okay, so yeah, those are all of the pros. So the cons with keto are obviously you can't eat carbs. You've cut out a whole food group. So I will say that can be tough. So the first few days you will experience something called keto flu. You'll get a headache. It doesn't feel good as your body is trying to switch from using carbs to using fats as its main energy source. That can be a tough first few days. So the whole keto flu thing, I experienced it and it was a lot. And then also the other thing is like sometimes you might just want carbs. Now I haven't experienced any cravings, so I'm just gonna throw in a pro for you guys. I've not experienced cravings and I really like that. I don't look at carbs and go, oh, I wish I could have that. I don't look at cake and think, I wish I could have that. That being said, there have been occasions where it might be a special occasion or something like that over the last 2 months and cake has been involved and I've been like, I'm gonna have some cake. I'm gonna do it. And obviously that kicks you out of keto and then you have to go through the process of going back into keto. You have the whole keto flu again and the headache, and that can be a whole thing. But honestly, I feel like in future I'll probably be able to just say like, no, I'm alright, because it was just like one of those situations where I was like, I felt awkward saying no to the cake, so I just had the cake. I don't know if you heard that, but I just don't understand why you need to be that loud. So yeah, that is the only situation that it can be difficult, but honestly on a day-to-day basis, especially during lockdown, there's not many situations where I find myself tempted by stuff and I feel I can eat and even indulge on keto at the moment. Another thing I would say about keto is that you can definitely do vegan keto as I did last year, but it is really hard to be a little bit more plant-based and you end up eating quite a lot of meat. So I would say that is a con, and I am definitely trying to make adjustments to make sure I'm not eating like meat like every single meal. And so that's the only thing I will say, but there are a ton of recipes online. It just takes extra work to look out for different sort of meals that you can have. So yeah, that is where I'm at with my diet. I hope this was insightful for you guys to find out a little bit more about how I've been eating and how I've been making the progress that I've been making. I will keep you guys updated on this. I am going to be doing a what I eat in a day video, which will probably be helpful to see what I eat whilst I'm keto at the moment. But like I said, I am not firmly saying this is forever or saying it's the best thing ever. For now, I'm really enjoying it and it's really working for me. But I will always recommend a balanced diet. I sound like such a hypocrite, like, have a balanced diet, either eat everything you can, but for me, I am keto. I think for me it's just with hypothyroidism, it's really changed the way I look at health and fitness, and I feel like sometimes health and fitness is always just geared towards one type of person and doesn't take into account different chronic illnesses, conditions, allergies, religions, cultures and stuff. I feel like sometimes with health and fitness, people can forget that there may be... Why is there so many loud vehicles outside? Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with my journey for the next 10 weeks. Obviously this is probably going to be longer, but like obviously it's going to be exciting to see what I can achieve in 20 weeks. And I'm over halfway through now, so But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay luscious, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.